Ladies and gentlemen, Side Strafe back with another episode of the Strafing Run. And today's background footage is brought to you by The Vanishing of Ethan Carter Redux, or Redo. This is the version of the game that was ported over to Unreal Engine 4. I never played the original. I just picked this title up on sale via Steam, about $6. During the Steam Autumn sale. And I've been eyeing it for a while, mostly because of the impressive visuals. I think even under Unreal Engine 3, it was just a good-looking game. But apparently it's narrative exploration, murder mystery, a lot of puzzles that you can solve. But I like the fact that it doesn't hold your hand. You can just jump in and explore. And I love exploring in video games, especially ones that look this good. Unfortunately, YouTube has a way of making great videos look pretty bad, so I hope this at least looks decent for those of you that haven't played the game yet. But I would recommend checking it out. It's out there for a pretty good price right now, especially. But I would probably even recommend it for full price. It seems to be a pretty popular title. But yeah, the scenery is just absolutely stunning, and how things work with a lot of the puzzles and clues that you discover. Totally immersive. But as this is an episode of the Strafing Run, I will of course be discussing a variety of other topics. Mostly today, though, I think I want to talk about the channel and its direction, where it's been and where it's going. Right now, if you look at the channel, there's a lot of Star Wars Battlefront, mostly because that's all I've been playing. And I've been trying to follow a lot of viewer advice and just play what I want to play. Many of you say, look, we don't care what you play. Just share it. You know, no matter what it is, no matter what genre, just play, throw down some commentary maybe, whatever. Live stream from time to time. We don't care. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that those were my favorite kinds of viewers, the ones that stick with you no matter what you do. Because the thing is, I'm a variety gamer. I like playing a lot of different titles and genres. Ethan, FPS, strategy, RPG, MMORPG, racing games, whatever. You name it, I usually play it from time to time. Some games last me longer than others. And that's usually the problem with YouTube. If you don't focus on a game or a genre, then it's harder to achieve success. Which is why normally on YouTube and even Twitch, you find channels that specialize in a genre or just one title. Like you'll have a Minecraft channel, right? That's all they play there. That's their core demographic. You'll have people perhaps like Jingles who cover arcadey vehicle games. So you got Armored Warfare, World of Tanks, World of Warships, War Thunder. He likes to cover all those games. And he doesn't really go outside of that. Not usually. Sometimes he does, but most of the time he doesn't. And we all know he plays other games, right? Jingles is his World of Warcraft character. It's named after that. He plays other games. It's just that he doesn't always share those other titles. It's not really good for business. I've had trouble doing that, though, because I've always enjoyed sharing what I play. That's fun to me, and that's why I started the channel, at least one of the reasons. The other was just simply to critique a game for beta testing. I got into this before there was any money involved. I got into this before you could be a partner. I didn't, of course, get in at a time when a lot of large YouTubers got in, which is how they cemented their position in the industry. But I at least got in at a decent enough time to be where I'm at today. Although I probably owe most of my channel's growth to discovering DayZ, or DayZ, however you want to pronounce it. And while I did make one of the very first impressions of that game ever, I just didn't enjoy it for long enough. I think 30-something episodes in, I knew that I couldn't play it anymore. Now, I think a lot of YouTubers would have kept with it. They would have said, wow, these videos went viral, and I'm getting thousands of subscribers in here, lots of views. My paycheck is amazing. I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to now turn my channel into the zombie survival horror channel, and I'm going to cover DayZ and all the games that are like it. That would have been a strategic decision. That would have been a good decision for somebody that wanted to make tons of money, but a bad decision for somebody that doesn't want to just play those games, and a bad decision for somebody who perhaps doesn't even really enjoy that game. I stopped enjoying DayZ, and all the games that follow it that try to mimic it don't really seem to do a fantastic job. And so therefore, while I don't have an issue with the idea of a survival horror open world game, I haven't found one that's really any good. And for me, it's all about standards and principles and being able to wake up and look myself in the mirror each morning and be proud of what I've achieved in life. And I can't do that with games that I don't really like. I can't pretend to like games. I've said this time and time again. The channel's an extension of myself. And what I do in real life, even with my local friends, is I invite them over and I say, hey man, you got to check out this game. This is awesome. Or I'll go to their place and they'll show me a game. We like to share games. We like to show off visuals almost as if we created the title. That's how excited I get about video games. That's how passionate I am about video games. And that's what the channel is. It's sharing whatever I'm playing at the moment. I tried to specialize for a little bit. I tried to, you know, hold my own with World of Tanks, a game that did actually last me quite a while, you know. But even that, it disappears. I get tired of it. I get tired of games like it. I got to move on. I got to play something else. But again, it's not really great when concerning revenue. And there's a lot of competition out there that is willing to stick to whatever makes them coin. You know, those channels will surpass me. It's common sense, no-brainer. It's gonna happen. I mean, if you can fall in love with one game for the rest of your life and make a channel around that, more power to you. But I would just hope that you're not lying about it and that you do actually enjoy these games, because we are influencers. And that's even what developers and publishers refer to us as, influencers. Because we influence people to buy games, to not buy games, to, you know, purchase premium time, subscriptions, DLC, expansion packs, you name it. If we like something, a lot of people take our word for it and they make a purchase. And so therefore, if we're pretending to enjoy something just because the revenue's there, then we're not helping anybody. Which is why, even if I like something, like Star Wars Battlefront, for example, which a lot of people think is horrible, I still present a disclaimer. I say, look, I enjoy this, but if you're looking for this, this, and this, you might not. So buyer beware. Or, I don't like this, but for those of you that want this, you might like it. You know, I'm always warning people in my videos and on my live streams. Because do unto others as you would have done unto you. I want to treat even strangers with a certain level of respect. I want to be honest with you about the titles that I play. Again, though, I feel like I don't see that often within channels, be they YouTube or Twitch. I feel like the almighty buck has swayed the intentions of most YouTubers and streamers. I think regardless of whether it's right or wrong, you've got people out there playing things just to make a sweet paycheck, doing very little work. Now, I think the question is whether that's okay or not. If your favorite YouTuber or streamer said to you the next day, ladies and gentlemen, I've been pretending to like these games this whole time. I don't actually like these games. Would you stick with them? Let's say they're good at the game. Let's say they're entertaining in some way. They make you laugh. They make you smile. They somehow educate you in the ways of this title. But they don't really like the game. Is that okay? Now, we watch television shows. We watch movies that are scripted. They're not real. They're fictional. We read books, right? Not all of them are true. but they're forms of entertainment. So is it the same thing? If a YouTuber said, I don't really like this, but I'm acting, I'm providing you with some sort of entertainment, you know, I guess maybe then it depends on what kind of entertainment. Are they making us laugh? Are they comedians? Are they using the game to create a machinima? Are they making it like a movie? Like a lot of the Minecraft stuff by Yogscast, right? The original stuff that made them famous, we later found out ended up being scripted. Now, I think part of the draw to it was that it seemed like it was a real situation. So was our entertainment coming from the fact that we didn't really know what was going on until later? That, wow, how is all this stuff happening? Oh, wait, it was scripted? And then you kind of get upset about it. But then it doesn't really matter because it was still entertainment. Now, do you need to provide a disclaimer? Is that the issue with YouTube, is that there are never any disclaimers? Whereas you know, oh, it's a TV show, it's fake. It's a movie, it's fake. It's a book. I mean, we're obviously still passionate about things. I mean, look at how passionate we are about movies like Star Wars, right? To us, in a way, it still is real because that's how immersed we are in it. And often that comes down to the people, the acting, the directing, right? Do we not have that comparison with YouTube? Is it different because it's video games? Is it different because I'm in the industry, so I have a tough time differentiating the two? A lot of actors aren't passionate about their roles. They're just there to do a job. Look at Daniel Craig. Every time he's interviewed, oh, what do you think about playing Bond? Who do you think should be the next Bond? He says, I don't care. They just need to do the job. I'm here to do a job. I'm here to bring something to the table. Whoever the next Bond is, they just need to do that job. That's what he says. You can tell he's the kind of guy that's just making his living. He's in his career of choice, I would assume, and acting for him is a job. He might not be passionate about it. Does that change how you feel about him as James Bond? You know, some people don't like him. Some people don't like the kind of Bond he is, but you have to admit that he's a pretty good actor. He does bring something to the table. He changed the role. The next one might be completely different. So the same can be said for YouTubers and streamers. Do we care if they're actually passionate about what they're doing? Or are we okay as long as they're doing the job, somehow entertaining us? Ask yourself that and think about your favorite personalities on these platforms. Are they doing right by you, or are you relying on them for critical information? Are you relying on them for, you know, purchasing decisions, whether it be the price of a game or something within a game, digital content, expansion packs, DLC, subscription fees? If they're enjoying a title, then that's making you want to also enjoy it as well if you feel that you have similar interests. Oh, well, so-and-so said it's good, so I trust them, I'm getting it. But what if you couldn't trust them? What if they're lying? What if they are acting? See, because again, with films, we already know that's happening. We already know they're acting. It's fake. But when somebody's playing a video game on you, it feels like it's different because we don't know. I mean, we can make assumptions about some people, right? I mean, we've uncovered the truth behind some of these individuals. We understand what they're about and how they operate, but not all of them, not everybody. We came to YouTube, we go to Twitch because there was a time where we felt like we couldn't trust the big review sites like IGN. And I don't know about them today, but they're always my biggest example because there was a time where it was no secret that they were getting paid to say nice things, or at least the pay that they were getting was influencing the reviews. All right, you'd go there, you'd see something 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, and then you'd look at the website and there's banner ads or like background wallpapers for the site that are of the game that just got the review. And you're like, I think I'll pass. And whether it was because of the money or not, we just didn't know, so we had to go somewhere else. So we went to YouTube, a place where nobody was getting paid. But now people are getting paid. Not just from the ad revenue, but from the developers and publishers themselves for these brand deals, making a fortune. by covering these games. Now, if you actually enjoy the game, if you have something to say about it, or if the developer is okay with you being critical of the game and they still want to pay you, there's nothing wrong with that. I've accepted brand deals. I did a Chivalry Battle Royale with the old TGS crew, you know? I mean, it's called Polaris now. The people like Yogscast, Total Biscuit, Dodger, Jesse Cox. Played Battle Royale with them. Chivalry. But I was already playing Chivalry, and the developers were the ones that invited me. They said, we want him as part of this thing. Now, did my network want me to be part of that? Probably not, because I was a smaller channel, and I don't think they wanted me involved. But the devs wanted me. And thank you, devs, for including me in that. You know, that was a great opportunity. I got flown out to visit the Wargaming North America studio. Wargaming.net, they make World of Warships, World of Tanks. But I'm still critical of the game. I told them, I said, look, I'm pretty critical of games. I love your game, but I don't necessarily think it's perfect. They're like, don't worry about it. That's fine. We saw your stuff. We know what you're about. Come on out. Okay. And that's usually the thing. I always provide devs with disclaimers. I say, are you sure? Because I'm not going to give you special treatment. Or if I'm not in the game, I won't do it. That's the other stipulation. If somebody comes up to me representing like Hello Kitty online or something, we'll pay you this. No. Because I don't like that game, and my viewers know I don't like that game, so I'm not going to cover it. But today, you have people that will jump at any amount of money. And sometimes it's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of money that publishers throw at YouTubers, holy smokes. I'm obviously not going to say any amounts, but for many individuals, it's a lot of money. And that's the thing, is that like right now, there are people out there accepting money from publishers to play games, and they're pretending to like those games. It happens. And I guess that's why I take it personally. Because I see what these individuals are doing. I see how these people are behaving. I see them being fake and admitting to be fake for money. And it's sickening. And I don't recommend anybody partake in this industry. And at the very least, don't quit your day job. Keep this as a hobby. If it grows for you, if it becomes something big, then do what you got to do, but be very, very careful jumping into this cesspool. It's you'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. And you know, I'm going to go off topic for a second, but as I'm watching this video, I'm thinking that I should take this rail car and move it to where it says rail car, perhaps to acquire another piece of the puzzle. But I'll do that later. Anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, this channel is my home away from home. It's a hobby channel. And yes, I currently make a living off of it, which has a lot to do with me saving money from previous jobs, mostly. I wouldn't be able to do this without having saved money from other gigs. But really, going forward, I know that the best thing for me to do is to focus on playing what I enjoy. And this is even advice from my core viewers that are probably watching this strafing run to the end. Those of you that come here for me versus the game. Not to say that I don't appreciate individuals that show up for other videos, but I really appreciate those of you that have stuck with me no matter what, and regardless of title. It means a lot to know that there are several thousand of you that show up to hear me talk about things, whether it's an opinion, a critique, a rant, or a rave. It's nice to know that this is a reality. It's really hard to say how long anything can last in life, you know? Even we as humans aren't around forever. This channel will be here as long as I can maintain it. You know, I'm not in any danger of going anywhere currently, but if it wasn't for my ability to save, you know, years ago, then I don't necessarily know that I would have been able to put as much effort into it as I have. And there are, of course, other solutions. You know, there is the possibility of creating a Patreon. I know I've had that suggested to me on numerous occasions by individuals. It's just hard for me to accept money or donations from strangers. So it's not necessarily a route I want to take, but if in some way I can provide a little extra to those that choose to donate via Patreon, then maybe it's an option. But wow, this game is gorgeous. These landscapes are absolutely breathtaking. Ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you appreciate everything I do here. I definitely don't show up to the channel with the intent to cause any harm. I just love video games, and I like the idea of perhaps making them better via critique. And I really hope that you enjoy the content that you find here. Always know that I wish I could be doing more, that I wish that I could add to the production value. And maybe one day I will be able to do those things. Maybe one day I'll be able to make videos that go well above and beyond what I've created in the past. But for now, I really hope that these videos in some way make a difference in your lives. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always appreciated, and I will definitely see you on the next one.